Well, this game can be a little bit crazy at times because Liverpool, obviously, we know were interested in me in the summer, but they never gave me a job interview. But now, 6 months later, they've come back to me, and now let's see if they give me the job. Hello, welcome to Club 3, part 36 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, don't really know what's actually going to happen. We do have a job interview very shortly. We've only actually played one game since the last episode, believe it or not, and that was against Valencia. It was a one-all draw. Wasn't the best game to watch. I feel like we probably had enough chances to go on and win the game. We had 26 shots, 12 on target. Came away with a one-all draw, which could have been worse. I think we are still top of the league. We are, albeit Barcelona. But who did Barcelona actually play? Barcelona play Pamplona, so we'll see if we are still top of the league. If we can leave Betis top of the league, should we get the Liverpool job, that would be ideal. But obviously Liverpool didn't offer us an interview in the summer, but we were heavily linked with them. Obviously they did. Who did they appoint? They appointed Jared Bowen. Obviously after, well, less than 6 months, they sack him. And now they've come crying to me. Obviously, Liverpool, they are in the Champions League. We could be with them for less than 6 months and win the Champions League, and that'd be the same done and dusted, which would be quite something. So we are going to attend the interview. At this point, money's not even a question anymore. It's sort of, can Liverpool win the Champions League? Yes. And they'll obviously will back me. So they've got I don't know what nationality you are, but hello, I presume you do speak English, and hopefully very good English, because I don't speak. I don't know where you're from, but it's good to meet you. You have one relegation on your managerial record. How do you know that? It was, yeah, I mean, it was with West Brom, and we were in a very much a relegation fight from the start, from where I joined. We just tried to make it out, but just didn't happen. It happened once. I've learned from the experience, and it's obviously not going to happen with you. So why should you be worried about it? So I mean, really, really, Kim, you should not be asking about my relegation. Why have you only worked with a small selection of teams? Loyalty, that's the main thing. And quite often or not, if I'm doing well at a club, I won't tend to leave. Obviously, if we're doing bad, I will jump ship. But at the moment, I've been doing fine with Real Betis, so I don't really want to leave. But I kind of do want to leave because I want to win the Champions League with a team, and I don't think that's going to happen with Real Betis if they don't offer me the money. Are you able to ease our worries about how you've tended to handle? I mean, I deal with it just fine. It doesn't really concern you, does it? You previously, I don't, in major controversies. How did you find that out? I haven't been involved in any controversies. Citing your inability to cultivate a strong dressing room atmosphere, really? Honestly, we're top of the league, and you think, I mean, what have you been reading? Because I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. That's happened a long time ago, as I've learned from my mistakes. Are you willing to assure us that you do a better job of meeting expectations than your potential predecessor did? I'd argue that's your fault, Kim. You were the one that hired Jared Bowen. In all honesty, you should have hired me. I would have been the man for the job, but my record definitely speaks for itself. Our previous manager didn't enjoy the best of relationships with the supporters. She's telling me, look at who his father-in-law is, Danny Dyer. That was, yeah, that is something, yeah. So I think I'll definitely have a good relationship with the supporters. We parted company with our last manager, but soon he's not a football manager. He's I don't know what he is, some form of reality star, Jared Bowen, but yeah. Yeah, I think I've definitely got a proven track record of spending considerable amount of time with the job I'm in, but I'm only spending at least 2.5 seasons with you. Then I'm retiring. Whether or not I'm in the Champions League, that is up to me. All about the motivation. I'm like that's all fine with me. Director football, yeah, I can work with him. I'm happy to do that. If hired, we would expect you to challenge for the Champions League qualification. That is completely fair, and that's what I want. I'm not going to do anything else, but we'll qualify for the Champions League. Woo! Wow. Wow. Is that more than what PSG were offering for the first time round? I think it might be. That is, well, when you compare it to us, that's considerably a lot more. Wow, oh, this is dangerous territory right now. 7 million in the term wage budget. I can feel my bones tingling already. I think I'm ready to leave Betis now. I think I'm ready to join Liverpool. I don't really have any other requests to pose, but let's just pray and hope we do get this job. Obviously, any news that we do hear from the Liverpool job, I obviously will tell you about. But in the meantime, I think if the plan was to go straight to the Atletico Madrid game, but I don't think that's going to happen. Depending on how long this Liverpool job takes, so we'll just keep going, just completely as normal. Obviously, if we don't hear from the Liverpool job, we will obviously come back for the Atletico Madrid. I might have a new change of clothes because it'll probably be another day, but that's enough. That's something for future Jack to worry about. But let's pray and hope. Let's hope Liverpool offer me this job, because if they do, the Champions League might be in sight. Well, they didn't take long, did they? Liverpool have approached me on a 3-year contract, £105,000 a week. If that's not tempting, I don't know what is. I know money wasn't a factor turning this taking this Liverpool job, because obviously look at that our contract, 45k a week. They're more than doubling my wages. So that is absolutely quite ridiculous. But when was our job interview? I feel like it was only the 20th, I want to say. So yeah, so it was the 20th. So less than 4 days, and they've approached me. But obviously, we will take the job. We will try and squeeze a little bit more money out of them. But I do want to see what players could we potentially take with us to Liverpool. Obviously, I am looking at the likes of Lacroix, Smiris, Barbero, maybe Sergio the second, and possibly Sergio the third. But I think those are the top 5 players on my candidate. Maybe Alfredo Garcia. You never know. Obviously, we will scout the whole squad, but I don't want to be a bit like Gary Caldwell and take all of our players to his new team. But yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I think we will. We'll keep an eye on some of the players. Obviously, our top players, they do cost quite a lot of money, so I don't think we're going to get in all of them. But obviously, with a transfer budget of 140 million, and obviously it's very close to the transfer window, so obviously let's enter contract negotiations. Obviously, wages of 105,000, a 3-year contract, which is when my contract ends at Real Betis, so we will stay throughout this contract. We're not going to be signing another contract with Liverpool, but we are going to very much take that. So the 3-year countdown to start to try and win the Champions League with Liverpool very much starts right now, I guess. So it's only a matter of time before we pack our bags from our Spanish home and move back to sunny England. We are Andy Robertson is our assistant manager. Nice. Very nice. Brilliant. I mean, very much loyalty lies with Liverpool, even though you play for Leeds Krasnodar. Multiple assistant manager jobs in the Premier League, but that is, I mean, you're only on 22k, I'm on 105k. I've got more money than you, Andy. Yeah, Catworthy staff. Oh, who's left? I mean, not very many. Well, Jordan Henderson, we could bring him back to Liverpool, bring the old boys back together, have them reunited, get Jordan Henderson back at Liverpool. Obviously, Andy Robertson's already at Liverpool. Don't know if there's any other Liverpool legends still at Liverpool. I'd hardly doubt there's any in the squad, which we will just do we will take a look at the squad, then we can try and figure out who we have and who is our best players. That's the way I'm going to figure out what sort of roles and formations we're going to play. Because at the moment, I don't really don't really have a clue. So we've got a decent striker in the name of Steven Essien, obviously 31 years old, still looks pretty quality, still looks absolutely fantastic. Can play in a multiple number of positions, can play as target forward. That is his best role, but he can basically do any of the striker roles. Can do a channel forward, which is quite handy. Then we've got obviously got an attacking midfielder. Can also play as just a normal attacking midfielder, so we could potentially do the 4-3-3 that we were using with Real Betis, which did seem to be working very, very well. So we might do that. But Sean Nagalima, it's like a very, very good player. Again, 32 years old, just slightly older, but still a decent player. Then got Vincenzo Pasciuti, an Italian right winger, decent pace. Looks like a very good player. I mean, with him in the squad, I don't think we need to buy Man of Spirits. But if there's a decent, do we have a decent left winger? We do have Elias. It's very good. 5'11", decent physical stats. Again, 32 years old, so a little bit older, but I don't mind that. Then we do have another decent attacking midfielder, can play out on the right. That's Rafik Hamouche. I think probably his best role. Don't really know what his best role is. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of acceleration and pace, but he could be a decent striker, possibly a winger. Who knows? Who knows what is best? What's his best role? What does he want to do? Attacking midfielder. And obviously we've got Thomas Goebel, who's a defensive midfielder, deep time playmaker. So I think he'll be a decent player to have. 28 years old, wanted by Atletico Madrid. I don't think we've got anyone wanted by Real Betis, so I think we're safe for losing anyone. We've got Romarinho, attacking midfielder. I mean, it is screaming a 4-2-3-1 potentially, or a diamond, So, because obviously he can play as a number 10. Obviously, the right winger can just play as a right winger. Possibly a 4-2-3-1 with defensive midfielders, potentially. Still not 100% convinced. Obviously, we've got Roberto, who looks like a very decent, not really a right back. He is definitely a centre back, ball playing centre back, which is quite decent. I haven't had a decent ball playing one yet, but he could be the first one. His best position is at the right back. I'm sorry, Roberto, but it's only a accomplished right back. You're a natural centre back to me. Do we have a decent left back? Do we? So if not, that is definitely a position that we need strengthening in. I mean, we've got this guy. Doesn't look great, to be honest, but I think at the moment, I think we'll do a couple formations. So I think we'll definitely start off with the 4-2-3-1 because we do have a few decent attacking midfielders. Obviously, we've got a decent right winger, decent left winger, decent strikers. So yeah, definitely a 4-2-3-1. Then we'll possibly load up a 4-3-3 because we've got a couple decent defensive midfielders. I don't know if we have any. Don't really have any decent central midfielders. Obviously, we do have the transfer window coming up very shortly, so we definitely will. That definitely needs to be an area that we're strengthening. So we'll definitely. I think we will load up the 4-2-3-1. I think that'd be our main formation at the moment. Oh, we don't need to do this, do we? Let's load up. Let's do the tactics first. Let's see what we want to play. I don't think we're going to do a tick attack. We're not going to do a wing play. We will obviously load up the gegenpress 4-2-3-1. I'm not keen on doing with central midfield, defensive midfielders. So we will do a 4-2-3-1 out of possession as well. We'll do a 4-3-3 out possession. So that won't be too bad. That won't be too complicated. Hopefully not. Let's pick the best 11. See what it picks us. Then we'll see. Pick the roles in possession. Pick the roles out of possession. Then we can fit in it as the season goes along. Then this is what it looks like out of possession. And obviously Goebel at the base of the midfield. McFadden alongside him. Don't really want to have two deep line playmakers. We have him as a box-to-box midfielder. I think that could be pretty decent, then obviously the Glamour in the middle, they're moving into central midfielder. Really do that? He's not the best at it, but I think he'll be fine at it. Then obviously Elias on the left, Pastrucci on the right, and obviously the positional features can be changed as of when. But yeah, I think it does look like a decent squad. There's a few positions that could potentially be strengthened in, but by and large, I think it's a pretty decent squad. Let's go through more of the same stuff. And where are we in the Premier League table? That's the main concern. We're seventh in the Premier League. Spurs are top. Spurs are top. I mean, Chelsea are Chelsea. They're in a relegation battle. Chelsea are in a relegation battle. I mean, this is the Premier League with Birmingham and QPR. That is just ridiculous. Watford back in the Premier League after some time. It's good to see them in the Premier League. But no, I'd say the top 6, 7 haven't really changed much. Obviously, Spurs, I mean, their fans must be getting nosebleeds at this point because they're not really used to being top. They're used to being in the relegation battle, which they are in real life, albeit they did beat Aston Villa and are out of the relegation zone. But I think we've got a decent squad. What are we doing in the Champions League? What are we doing? What's going on in there? So we do have 2 games left to go. Not comfortably inside the top 8, but they are in 5th. They've won 5 out of their 6 games. Who do they lose to? Real Madrid. I think we can beat them when we play them in the knockouts or in the Champions League finals. I don't know what we do in the next game because in the next episode, because obviously we do have Southampton, but part of me thinks we're going to do a lot of transfer business, so we could potentially just, I don't know what we do. I think we'll probably play our first game with Liverpool. Then we'll probably do like our Champions League game against Napoli just to see how much of the squad actually changes. Because I am anticipating a lot of transfer business, but if it goes well, the first few games, I don't think we will do much transfer business. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But by and large, it's a pretty decent squad. Yeah, there's a few players that could get goal. We've got a lot of wanted players, so the likes of these guys who don't really have any potential ability could probably end up going. Then that will give us a little bit more money. How much of the wage budget are we spending? Not very much of it. We've got 900k spare wage budget, 140 million transfer budget. I think this transfer window is going to be an absolute piece of cake. I think we're going to sign a lot of players. I don't expect us to sign anyone from Betis, but you never know. We might see if we can try and get some of them in. Maybe potentially Dionisio, maybe Barbero, maybe someone like from Arsenal. Maybe like Dimitri Margas won't be a bad little player to sign, because obviously we did have him. He's not in the squad, is he? Where is he? He's not there. They can't have sold him already, surely. I mean, we'll find. Yeah, there he is. There he is. He still looks like a decent player. I mean, he is a right winger, so we don't technically need him. But how's he been getting on? Because he was one of our brightly talented youngsters. Didn't think he was going to make it at one point, but Arsenal signed him for. I mean, he hasn't played many games for him, but he hasn't started many games. But he does look like a decent player. 34 caps for Greece. Not too bad. Obviously stuck behind Manis Smiris on the right hand side. He looks like a brilliant player. I don't know if we're going to sign him, but we'll see. So I think that's probably where we will leave it for the time being, which we do have a decent squad. So I think in tomorrow's episode we will obviously play through the whole of the transfer window, but more importantly, we will be playing our first ever game in charge of Liverpool, and hopefully the 3-year countdown, or 2.5 seasons countdown to win the Champions League, does start right now, and we'll be playing our first game in charge of them, which is against Southampton. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.